This is Mary. Welcome to the IHC Craft Room.
In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made this beautiful Valentine's Day wreath. I'll show you all the materials that you need and take you through it step by step. So grab all your things and let's get crafty. For materials, we'll begin with a wire heart form base, some white felt, beads, and I also have some sticker beads here, some plastic roses and white accent flowers, some string, and a tassel. For tools, we're going to need a pair of scissors, a hot glue gun, and I'm using this tool to help preserve my fingers from the hot glue that constantly tries to rip the skin right off my hands. For the base of the wreath, I'm going to begin by wrapping the felt from the bottom of the heart shape without securing it down just yet. We'll do that later. All we're trying to do here is make sure that the frame is completely covered and that the felt is overlapping, but also doing it in a really pretty and elegant kind of way. I ended up needing 2 rolls of felt for this project, so when it came to the end of the first one, I glued that down and then began the second roll. And when we get to the end here, all I'm going to do is make sure that the draping of the fabric looks good, and then I'll quickly flip the wreath over to add some glue to the very first piece of felt, and then we'll put a generous amount of glue on the end piece as well, and make sure that the whole end piece is glued down firmly. And then I'm just going to cut off the excess and make sure that that piece is really firmly glued down. Next, we're going to start working on the roses. First, we need to pop them off the stems and pull the leaves off as well, because we're going to use those later for some accent. The little stem that's connected to the bottom of the flowers is a bit long for my taste and will make it awkward to position the roses, so I'm going to trim that off real quick. To me, gluing down the roses is probably the most fun part, since you get to watch the wreath come to life in front of you. That is, of course, if you ignore the steaming hot glue. Let's not talk about the amount of times I burned my fingers and how much glue I got over and inside my nails. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm traumatized. So, quick tip, don't crowd the roses as soon as you start. Leave a little bit of room between them. Not enough to see the white of the felt underneath, but just enough that you don't accidentally use up all your roses before you cover the whole half of the heart. I'm sharing that tip with you because when I was making this wreath, I nearly ran out of roses because I really crowded the top half of the wreath with them. And then I struggled to make sure that I had enough to get all the way down to the base. But not to worry, we did get there in the end, and all the accent pieces that I put in the end made this look beautiful and full, and you never would have known that I overcrowded it at the top if I hadn't just told you. Now that we have our roses glued down, it's time to add some accent pieces, some leaves, and those white accent flowers. I often reposition and change and assess and change again, and then assess some more, and then reposition and change some more. So adding accents in directly with the glue is just not going to work for me. It's totally no bueno. No bueno. So I prefer to lay out all of my accents and make sure that I'm happy with their position and then get the tool of Satan, aka the glue gun. I have such a love-hate relationship with this glue gun. You have no idea. Or maybe you do because it's not like I'm hiding it. Anyway, I eventually sustained so many burns that I pulled out that tool again to use it. It's awkward in this situation to use that tool to hold all the accents down, but come on guys, 3rd-degree burns on your fingers? I'm not into it. Now that we have our roses looking beautiful, it's time to add the pearl accents. I'm just going to pull these strips out one by one and lay them down at a slight angle and just keep repositioning them until I have them in the exact spot that I love. And I am really enjoying the fact that these are stickers and they're actually quite sticky. So I'm confident that they'll stay on my wreath, but feel free to add glue if that makes you feel like they'll be more secure. I just don't know if I could handle using a glue gun on such a small item. Actually, no, I guarantee you it would I might as well just cut my fingers right off. There's no point. But if you've got the skill set for it, you do you, boo. Go ahead and use that glue gun. It's tassel time, or you will soon see it's struggle with beads that have teeny tiny holes time. I wasn't ready to give in though, and I just kept on trying. Here comes the dotting tool, which I apparently thought would magically make the hole bigger. It did not. Honestly, I think everything about this tassel situation was annoying. Luckily, I had some wood beads with larger holes, so I was able to thread the tassel through those. But it's not like this suddenly made everything easy. Oh no. I struggled with this tassel until the bitter end, but she looks so pretty and it was worth the fight. At first I tried to attach the tassel using a string, but that just wasn't working out. So in the end, here comes the glue gun again. And this was a real test of patience because I just had to sit there patiently and wait for the glue to dry. Because if I let go of that tassel, it was not going to stay on. But after 45 minutes of patiently waiting for the glue to dry, the wreath is done. Thank you for joining me on this heart-shaped wreath adventure. I really had a lot of fun making this wreath, and I hope you did too. Please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment below so that we can continue to get crafty together. Toodaloo!